At the polling station, a polling agent will request for recount. How do we handle that? After the recount, somebody or the same person can request for another recount. What happens? I will talk about that. Because it's about 41,000, we cannot publish them before we declare the results. But we will try and publish them before the 21 days for filing of a petition. Because our results are hard copies. So you need to scan them before you can upload them. And scanning and uploading 41,000 results is not a 2-day activity. So we said that we will do that.
Can you do them progressively? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We will do that. We are promising that for the polling station result, because of the quantum nature of the work, we'll try and do that before the 21 days that is required for the filing of the petition. But for the constituency, regional and national one, we'll try and put them there before we declare the results.
How will it work, particularly when the results are collated from the polling stations and not the constituency?
No, yes. So the polling station results are collated, yes. Then they go to the constituency. So if you look at the constituency collation results, you will see that all the polling stations are there. The parties will have to look at it and accept that these are a true reflection of the collated results. So once you publish the constituency results, you are in a way publishing the polling station results, because the polling station does that constitute the collation. Once you publish the regional results, you are in a way publishing the constituency results. And once you publish the national results, you are in a way publishing the regional results. I'm saying that what we are pasting is a hard copy form, and they have to be scanned and before you can upload them. So it's not a matter of scanning and it is already there. When you paste it there, you need to scan before you can upload them onto them. I'm saying that 41,000 of such sheets cannot be done within 3 days. It's not possible. No, nobody, I will not sit here and lie to you to be done. It can't be done. It can't be done. Because we have tried it several times. If the results were to be electronic one, using the e-voting and the rest, that one is easier. But going to scan 41,000, look at the number, 41,000. Who's going to scan them? Because you cannot ask anybody to scan. You need a team, dedicated team, who are trained to do that. Other than that, somebody who's going to give you wrong information. We have our own plans, and we will come out and tell you what.
Well, this has been the call we made during the last IPAC meetings we attended. What IDEC is calling for is embedded in the CI 127. The CI 127 is very clear that the Electoral Commissions, they are mandated to publish the results on their website. Not only the results, even the register. The last IPAC meeting, we did ask them, when are they going to publish the provisional register on their website? And so all along, the Electoral Commission has not been implementing the CI in its full form. And that is why I was happy my friend Dr. Sribo made it very clear that they are going to go by the CI, because we told them that this year, election, everything in the CI must be implemented to the letter. We are not going to compromise anything on it. Cumbersome. What makes it cumbersome? It's a simple thing. Our electoral system is one of the most simplest, free and fair. But the problem we have is the personalities who implement some of these things. That is the issues we have there. Apart from that, if you look at the dictates of the CI, you yourself can be an electoral commissioner. But it is the personalities who handle the processes that we have issues with. Because ours is a manual system. We do manual processes, the voting is manual, the transmission is manual, the declaration is manual. So we all have the pink sheet. But the problem is the kind of personnel, the presiding officers and the returning officers, some of them are very crooked in their attitude. That has led us to all this problem we are having. Those are always contested at the polling station. The mechanisms are very clear there. And we have trained our party agents very clear on this matter. When that, like he rightly put it, you have two means of calling for a recount at the polling stations. The first one, yes, you have the right. The second one is at the discretion of the presiding officer. And even if the presiding officer doesn't grant you that option, you follow up to the collation center and that one will be done. So the procedure is there. And then the pink sheet has a portion where when you see that there is something wrong with the pink sheet, you call the attention of the presiding officer, refuse it, you write in the reason why you are not signing the pink sheet. And that one will arrest the results at the collation center. Now we've trained our people, expecting that they go by this. The thing is that some of the presiding officers, and this one we are giving it directly to the EC, should train and retrain their presiding officers before deploying them to the center. The tendency of them training them one day and sending them there, that's why we have all these problems there. They seem not to understand what they are doing. And you see that some of our officers go there and try to even correct them, that things they should have known. And so we are saying that we are very clear in our mind that this year election, if everybody commit himself to the CI 127 and you don't do anything outside it, because when you was talking of the reasons, if you are not signing a pink sheet, remember in the 2020, the summary sheets, they sent some summary sheets to the collation center that did not have that portion. It was expunged. So even if you have issues, you couldn't have, there was no portion for you to write reasons why you are not signing the summary sheet. They got away with it. You check at the regional listing, they put it in there. But you go and look at the pink sheet as used for the 2020. Did not have a portion for biometric verification. They rather brought stamps so that some presiding officer stamp inputted the figures. Some presiding officer didn't stamp at all. And yet the results went to. So up for the 2020 style, we don't want to hear that in at all. It's not a mechanism that you can use to say that EC did well or they didn't do well. It's one of the most botched elections that was conducted. It was a rigged elections, and the documents, the evidence abound for them to know that that kind of benchmark cannot be used. And that's why we are following them. And secondly, about the registers. Clearly, I was listening, I wanted them to talk about the register. As we speak now, there's no provisional register. You are going to elections, you want to even do exhibition. They just send us a letter indicating that the terabyte we sent to them, we should come on the 14th of this month to collect the provisional register. That means 6 days to the exhibition. Now, if NDC will start talking again, then they say we are attacking the Electoral Commission. All along, what have they been doing? You want to give us the register 6 days to the provisional register so that.
What date will be for the
20th? Exhibition starts on the 20th to 27th. And you have all this along this time. We did the limited register. We ended on 23rd July. You waited. You say you wanted to go within the CI 91 as amended by 126. We said no problem. You asked us to bring the terabyte, 2 terabytes. You give it, and that's about some 3 weeks ago. We sent it. We complied. At the IPAC, we asked you, so within a week, we will work it out. As we speak now, they just sent us a letter yesterday indicating that we should rather come on the 14th. You see, these are the things of this month, August. These are the things they do. And then when we talk, they say we are attacking it because that register is sick. There's something wrong with the register. You remember we are talking about the figures they publish, which up till now, they told us that they are bringing their IT people in the next IPAC meeting. We are not having any IPAC meeting. You are giving a register. And we want the register with the code books, because the code book will indicate to us the number of persons allocated to each supposed polling stations that they are going to do. So all these things, we are monitoring that. It's a process. And these processes that he has mentioned, it's clear in our mind. All that he mentioned at the IDEC forum is within the CI. And that is, it see that it makes the election plausible as he presented it. But when you go to the ground, you have very crooked officers sitting there who he knows that the figure as he counted is 100, but he's writing 150 on the pink sheet. And that is what we are saying. So, for instance, the issue of pasting the results, we are going to hold them to it. That as soon as a presiding officer finishes and everybody endorses it, it must be posted at the polling center. Whether somebody will remove it, it must be there. You, the media, you see it posted. And that is what we are all going to hold on, not what is going to be declared at the collation center. One, I heard him mention that about 9 independent guys have filed. They've picked nominations. We have 12 political party actives as of now. Apart from the 27 that they have in their books, they say 12 are now active. Now, if you add the 9 to the 12, what are you running to? That means you are getting to 21. It means you are going to have a very tall ballot paper. Now, I wanted to raise it, but I would rather reserve that one for IPAC, because we are not going to compromise on that. This year, we don't want them to bring any 2 booklets of pink sheets to the polling center. We will agree. We are not going to accept. We even allow that one to even sink in their mind. We know the reason behind these 9 people coming. We know the reason. We are smart in that. There, I suspect something. In 2020, 12 political parties were on the ballot paper. Do you know the number of booklets they send there? They sent 2 booklets, 6 in one and 6 in the other, because to them they couldn't use one pink sheet that when you write the duplicate can go up to 12. So they used 2. Now the first political party had the first pink sheet. Then they moved. Then the other political party, crooked presiding officers, now fill different results again and gave to another group. So we ended up having 2 pink sheets coming from one polling station, different results, with signatures clone. So which one was to be used?
But these are your claims, you agree?
It's evidence-based. It's from them. It's their own documents. I can produce them for you if you want. We have them. We have all the pink sheets in our custody. Where you have 2 pink sheets coming from one polling station, different results, just because they were using 2 booklets, one containing 6, the other one also containing 6. So if 3 parties, NDC, they manage to give us 3 of this, they will go and prepare another one, cloning your signature, your party agent signature, and use that one and go and declare the results over there. So this year we are saying that we are not going to accept that. I am happy when she was at Parliament, she did mention we are not going to accept any 2 booklets of pink sheets at the polling station. Even if there are 100 agents, it should be 1. How you do and write and all the agents will get from it, that's your cup of tea. Because we are not going to accept any multiple or 2 results coming from one polling station. We are very clear on that. And also, to make it transparent, we are also calling that there must be live broadcast at the National Coalition Center this year. There must be live broadcast, so that as the results are announced, the whole world, the whole country, everybody seeing Jean Mensa and her lieutenants and all the political parties sitting there and seeing the results as they trickle in, so that nobody can go and do any prepared speech or anything, hide behind room and announce any results. We are not going to accept it. This one we are calling, and we will make sure that we must have a live broadcast of the presidential results at the National Coalition Center. These are some of the issues we are going to put across when we get
IDEC for the publication of results on the website. It's a good call. Any call that is going to enhance transparency in our election system is something that the MPP always support. And I've always made this particular point, that when it comes to reforms in elections in Ghana, the MPP has always been the major stakeholder when it comes to reforms in elections in Ghana. When we wrote the stolen verdict, we changed the dynamism of politics in Ghana in terms of election reforms. We championed the introduction of the biometric system. We championed the introduction of the open ballot system, where you would move away from the opaque ballot system to date. And that has always contributed to the fortunes of Ghanaian democracy. And for this particular call, we welcome it. However, you look at when such calls are being made, you go back and look at the laws. What is the law saying? Regulation 127 of the elections law that regulates elections in Ghana. Did it talk about publication of results on the website? No. If you go and read Regulation 43, which is for parliamentary, it doesn't talk about even pasting the results at the polling center or the coalition center. But if you go and read Regulation 44, which is for presidential, it talks about pasting the results at the coalition center, so that people will first at hand has this particular information. And also, if it's going to be possible, it means that we have to be moving away from a manual voting system to a digital voting system, where we can just populate the results and move it straight to the website, where it is very easy. But in a process that you are doing manual voting, manual compilation, manual collation, then you are once going to move it to the website, it's going to be a lot of work for the EC. But it's the right time for us to make the right call, so that we can make appropriate measures and preparedness to be able to meet such demands. I think that all levels of transparency is welcome, because we need to strengthen. Ghana has always been the beacon of democracy. The whole of Africa, we have been a good example, and anything that we have to do to enhance our election process and democracy, I think that is welcome. We as a party, we are the only party that has not conducted coup in this country. we always believe in the tenets of democracy. So we are going to make sure that whatever the law says in the regulations as established for elections, as in CI 127, we are going to obey that. We are going to go through all the processes. So when all the explanations that he was giving, all of them are in the CI. If you go and look at overvoting, if you go and look at what we talk about, spoil ballot, reject, all of them are captioned in the CI. And that is why anytime I'm coming for a meeting with the EC, I go with the law. The law is there. If something is not within the law, I state it. And that's why in my response, I would admit as to what the proposal is, but what is the position of the law. That is what the MPP is going to go through. We are very much prepared that we are going to go through with all the laws of this country to ensure there is peaceful elections, there is going to be transparent elections, and there is going to be a winner that will be accepted by the good people of Ghana. We in the MPP will not do anything to undermine the peace of this country. We have only one Ghana, and this is the only country that we live in. As they are saying, they will publish the results, that is the cumulative results of the elections for the constituency, i.e. in parliamentary and also the presidential. I think they have done that in 2020 elections. So publicizing it is not something that is new to us. What is lawful is the Gazette. Once it has been done, the processes enshrined in the regulations that I've mentioned in Regulation 43 for parliamentary, Regulation 44 for presidential, is for them to gazette. But going a further to publicize it for everybody to have access, I think that is a right. It's a good thing that will enhance transparency. I have to say is that all of us, including myself, we have to be very careful on what we say. We must be very, very careful on what we say. You might be feeling happy saying something today, and at the end of it all, it will generate into a certain level that you yourself cannot control it. So we must be careful of what we say. If you are not sure of something, don't say it. Don't say it. If you are not clear of a certain instruction and you don't know the position of the law, don't say it. It may mar the elections. So let us be very careful. Let's study the rules of the game. Let's stay true to the rules of the game and make sure that we chain out the right information at the right time. I think that is going to help up. Misinformation and disinformation stand the chance to disintegrate this country and divide us, and we don't have anywhere to go.